Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Monday, October 12, 2020. Today marks 1 year that a young child by the name of Camille McKinney, a.k.a. Cupcake, went missing in Birmingham, Alabama. And I would like to bring you said information pertaining to that story today. WBRC 6 is the source. Remembering Camille Cupcake McKinney, the 3-year-old who brought a community together a year ago. And there is a video inside the article. It's tough to believe a year has passed since little Camille Cupcake McKinney was abducted while attending a birthday party at Tom Brown Village on October 12, 2019. Investigators believed her life was taken the same night. The 3-year-old became everyone's child as the community held their own children closer while searching tirelessly to find Cupcake. The search ended 10 days later at the Santec Waste Services landfill near Gardendale. Camille's small body was left in a dumpster. The two people charged with Camille's murder, 40-year-old Patrick Stallworth and 30-year-old Derek Irisha Brown, have yet to go to trial. A year later, they both remain behind bars. Frank Bearfield with Crime Stoppers said the community stood up for Camille. We got over 400 tips. Some of the best tips were one identifying the suspects and another identifying some key evidence in the case, said Bearfield. The community speaking up proved the importance of community involvement to help solve cases. It was a sentiment her parents spoke about in April 2020 during a birthday celebration for Camille. It's nice to know that there are people out there with genuine hearts and, kind, and people who care, said Camille's mom, April Thomas. The community also stepped up with their money by donating $45,000 to Crime Stoppers. According to Bearfield, the money was put to good use in Camille's honor. We set up the Camille Cupcake McKinney Memorial Reward Fund, and that is to help find lost children, explained Bearfield. The case has been bound over to the grand jury. Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr said the grand jury was still operational despite the pandemic. The last movement in the case happened Tuesday, October 6th. According to court documents, Stallworth's attorney, Roderick Livingston, was allowed to withdraw himself from the case because he was hired by the public defender's office that represents Brown. We'll keep you updated as this case moves through the legal system. 6 WBRC is the source for this information. On WVTM 13 News, it was relayed that you can check through Google services that there is a mural that has been put up, painting of Camille in the city. So if you would like to log on over there to the news source, 13 News, and get the said information pertaining to a painting of Camille McKinney that's being exhibited in the city. This was a very, very sad story, heinous story, especially as time evolved and information came about thereafter. It was sad to hear that the child went missing, to then later discover the child in a dumpster. Then 2 people had already been questioned in the beginning of the case. One let go, Mr. Stallworth. Derek Brown kept in custody. Stallworth was brought in, phone checked, said information was on his phone, alluding to the fact of child pornography, but he was let go. Thereafter, a week later, he was brought back into custody. 2 have been involved in the kidnapping and murder of Camille McKinney. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just a tragic story of this child being left to defend herself and another small child out in a housing project playing. Allegedly, the story reads, she was attending a birthday party. But many of you who have followed this story via social media and YouTube, those statements have been contradicted by the person, female, who threw the birthday party. And it was noted, because I will say this to people who've never watched the story nor watched my channel, that lady refutes that claim. And it seems, as you see in the grainy video of 2 children being led out of the said area, the children were alone. And you don't see a party in view of the camera. So everything's up for interpretation. But nonetheless, this is a tragic story of a child playing in a housing project with another child to be led out of that housing project, and only one child was kidnapped and later murdered. And thank God the other child was spared, let me say that. As you see, this attorney for Stallworth has declined representation for Mr. Stallworth. I don't know what has become of that. I haven't gotten any more information pertaining to these two, anything about a case going forward. As most of you know, Jericka Brown was to go to court, was supposed to attend court, I believe in August of this year, for the kidnapping of her children. But that case has not gone forward. But when I get to said information, I will bring that information to you as well. So this lady is facing kidnapping charges of her own children, plus the kidnap and murder of Camille McKinney, a.k.a. Cupcake. Sad, sad tragedy, because it's just sickening to know these two people were walking around and they sought out a child. It has also been said that they were seeking out other young ladies who got away from them earlier that same day. So I'm looking forward to the court hearings to see what actually transpired on October 12, 2019. The movements of both Jericka Brown and Patrick Stallworth. What were they doing? Where were they gone? Who did they talk to? What was their conversation, their disposition, and how in the hell they ended up at the Tom Brown Village apartment complex, housing development. How did they get there? Why did they go there? Had they been watching the child? Had they been watching other children? Or was Cupcake an easy prey to get somebody's child? Any child. And that's a question I'm sure on many people's minds. Why? Frankly, why any child? But you understand what I'm saying. What is the layout of that day? Where they went? Who they talked to? How long were they in the area? You know, many rumors circulated that they were in the area handing out. Jericka was handing out flyers or something. So was this a ploy to lure children, a child? Because to hand out flyers means you orchestrated a plan. If this is to be true. If this is to be true of the flyers being handed out by Jericka Brown. Did you orchestrate this a day ahead, 2 hours ahead of time? What? It's an interesting tale because you don't have any answers. All there has been, truth spoken, a lot of hype, a lot of rhetoric, a lot of gossip, a lot of rumors about the child herself being in the development, along with another child, not being watched. Just a lot. And nobody knows anything because, truthfully, no one wants to tell the truth of how the children were able to be, the one child, to be abducted. Why were two small children unattended in the first place? And what were the movements of Jericka Brown and Patrick Stallworth on October 12, 2019 to lead to them luring the children away from the area where they were and only kidnapping one child, which was Camille McKinney. I want to thank you all for joining me. I will bring you another video pertaining to next week when the child's body was actually recovered from the dumpster. I will do another video pertaining to that. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for joining me. Hope you all have a prosperous week. The Queen went and got her COVID test today. I will get the results within 2 to 4 days. So I want to thank you all for your kind words and prayers. Please mask up when venturing out. Limit your dealings with people because this COVID is real. And as I call her, Covina, she's taking names and she don't care nothing about who you are. If you're a woman, man, child, infant, she doesn't care. Thank you all for joining me. Rest in heaven, Camille McKinney, a.k.a. Cupcake. So sorry that your life had to be taken so soon. And have mercy on you. And have mercy on these two people who committed this crime. Because what they did was foul for that baby. Absolutely foul. Prayers. Prayers for everyone, the world. You all mask up out there. Stay safe. Thanks for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye-bye.